There's something about the energy of a chosen one that naturally draws attention. This attention isn't just from those who admire their light or seek guidance. It often comes from more sinister forces. For many chosen ones, the feeling of being watched or monitored is not just paranoia. It's real. This surveillance can come in various forms, from physical observers to unseen spiritual entities tracking their every move. The unique energy that chosen ones radiate makes them stand out, and this can be unsettling for those in the shadows who fear or envy their power. From an early age, chosen ones may sense that they are being watched more closely than others. This feeling can intensify as they grow into their spiritual gifts and step into their divine purpose. There's an aura around chosen ones that attracts attention, both positive and negative. People may be inexplicably drawn to them, wanting to know everything about their lives, even if they don't fully understand why. On a deeper level, dark forces are aware of the chosen one's potential and seek to monitor their actions, looking for weaknesses or ways to disrupt their spiritual mission. This constant surveillance is not limited to the physical realm. Dark entities and spiritual forces often keep a close eye on chosen ones, tracking their energy and movements in the spiritual world. These entities are aware that chosen ones have a higher calling, and they see them as a threat to their agendas. By keeping them under watch, these forces attempt to gather information that can be used to manipulate or weaken them. This spiritual spying can manifest in dreams, sudden feelings of being observed, or strange coincidences that make the chosen one question if they are truly alone. The monitoring doesn't always come from malevolent sources. Some people are simply curious about the chosen one's life, drawn to their energy and success in ways they may not even fully understand. Others, however, feel threatened by their light and seek to spy on them out of envy, fear, or even an unconscious desire to control. This mixture of curiosity and darker intentions creates an environment where the chosen one must remain vigilant, constantly aware of the eyes that are watching from both the physical and spiritual realms. As this surveillance becomes more apparent, chosen ones must learn to navigate the fine line between being observed and maintaining their spiritual strength. This constant attention often leaves them vulnerable to energy manipulation, leading them to question how much control these forces have over their lives. Dark forces are always seeking ways to manipulate and control powerful souls, and chosen ones are no exception. These beings operate in the shadows, constantly monitoring the lives of those who carry a divine mission. Spiritual surveillance is one of their most common tactics, tracking a chosen one's energy, thoughts, and actions in an attempt to understand their strengths and weaknesses. This surveillance is often subtle, hidden in the background, but its effects can be deeply felt by those who are attuned to their spiritual senses. Spiritual surveillance isn't just a passive act. Dark entities actively track a chosen one's movements in the spiritual realm, paying attention to shifts in energy, interactions with higher forces, and moments of vulnerability. This surveillance can feel like an invisible weight pressing down, especially when the chosen one is about to make a significant breakthrough or step into their purpose more fully. The goal of these dark forces is to gather enough information to disrupt or derail their mission. They look for openings, moments when the chosen one's guard is down, to send negative energy, create distractions, or sow confusion. This type of spiritual monitoring can manifest in various ways. Sudden feelings of unease, strange coincidences, or persistent dreams that feel invasive are often signs that something is watching. Some chosen ones may even experience a sense of being followed, not in the physical sense, but as if an unseen presence is constantly keeping tabs on their every move. This sensation is more than just a feeling. It's a real spiritual phenomenon that can drain their energy and make them feel constantly on edge. Dark forces are not the only ones involved in this spiritual surveillance. Negative individuals in the physical world, who may harbor envy or ill intentions, can also tap into this energy unknowingly. When someone with negative intentions focuses their thoughts or emotions on a chosen one, they send out an energetic link that can amplify the feeling of being watched. This link can create a feedback loop where the chosen one begins to feel drained or unsettled, even if the person spying on them is not physically present. The constant surveillance can leave chosen ones feeling vulnerable and unsure of how to protect themselves. Learning how to recognize and counter these spiritual intrusions is critical to maintaining their strength. The more aware they become of this surveillance, the more they can guard their energy, creating spiritual boundaries that prevent dark forces from infiltrating their lives. The energy that a chosen one carries is unlike anything else. It's powerful, magnetic, and filled with a divine light that naturally stands out in the spiritual and physical realms. This unique vibrational frequency is what draws constant attention, not just from those who admire or support them, but also from those who seek to manipulate or suppress their light. The higher a chosen one's vibration, the more visible they become to spiritual forces, both positive and negative. This heightened visibility often leads to energy monitoring, where entities or individuals try to tap into and track the chosen one's frequency. Chosen ones have a spiritual signature that makes them a focal point for both divine beings and dark forces. This signature is like a beacon, signaling their purpose and potential. However, it's this very energy that can attract unwanted attention. Dark forces in particular are drawn to the light of a chosen one because it represents everything they seek to undermine. The higher the vibration, the more these entities take notice, attempting to monitor and influence the chosen one's energy to disrupt their progress. This energy monitoring isn't always overt. Often it feels like an undercurrent. Something is tracking the chosen one's spiritual frequency, watching for shifts or moments of vulnerability. This surveillance may happen when the chosen one is on the verge of spiritual breakthroughs, as dark forces recognize these moments as opportunities to interfere. These forces may send subtle energetic disruptions, trying to lower the chosen one's vibration and make them more susceptible to negativity, doubt, or confusion. Beyond spiritual entities, people in the physical realm may also unconsciously monitor a chosen one's energy. When individuals are envious or fearful of the light a chosen one radiates, they may fixate on their energy, sometimes draining it without realizing it. This can create a sense of being constantly watched or judged, even when there's no physical presence nearby. The energy of others can latch onto the chosen one's aura, creating a sense of heaviness or emotional discomfort. To protect their energy, chosen ones must become aware of the signs of energy monitoring. Feeling drained, overly sensitive to others' emotions, or experiencing random bouts of anxiety may indicate that their vibrations are being monitored or interfered with. Recognizing these signs is the first step in reclaiming control over their energy field and preventing external forces from leeching their light. This awareness helps chosen ones understand how envy and fear fuel much of the monitoring they experience, adding another layer to the surveillance they face. The life of a chosen one often becomes a magnet for envy and fear from others, whether consciously or subconsciously. The light, power, and purpose that a chosen one embodies can trigger deep insecurities in those around them. People may be drawn to watch, observe, and even spy on them, not out of admiration, but because their presence shines a light on what others lack or fear within themselves. This constant observation is not just about curiosity. It's rooted in envy of the chosen one's spiritual strength and fear of their potential to disrupt the status quo. Envy arises when others sense the unique energy that a chosen one carries, especially when they themselves feel disconnected from their own purpose or power. The chosen one's growth and spiritual clarity become a stark contrast to the confusion or stagnation others may be experiencing. This disparity can make people feel inadequate or jealous, leading them to fixate on the chosen one's every move. They may watch from a distance, looking for signs of vulnerability or hoping to understand what makes the chosen one different. What they fail to realize is that the chosen one's light is not something that can be imitated or stolen. It's a result of deep spiritual alignment and purpose. Fear plays an equally significant role in why people spy on chosen ones. The spiritual awakening of a chosen one often challenges the norms, belief systems, or power structures that others rely on for a sense of control. Those who feel threatened by change or by the power of divine energy may keep a close eye on the chosen one, out of a fear that their influence could shift the dynamics of the world around them. The chosen one's presence represents a disruption to old ways of thinking, which can trigger fear in those who are resistant to spiritual growth or change. This envy and fear manifest in different ways. People may gossip, follow the Chosen One's social media closely, or subtly insert themselves into the Chosen One's life to monitor their progress. On a deeper, spiritual level, these emotions create energetic links that allow others to tap into the Chosen One's energy, sometimes unknowingly siphoning their light. This is why Chosen Ones may feel drained or emotionally triggered, even in the absence of direct conflict with those around them. As Chosen Ones become more aware of this hidden surveillance, they also begin to notice how technology and social media amplify the effects of being watched. The influence of spiritual watchers can extend far beyond the physical, making it necessary to strengthen their spiritual defenses. In today's digital age, Chosen Ones face an entirely new dimension of surveillance, one that blends the physical and spiritual realms. Technology and social media have become tools that amplify the feeling of being watched. The energy of a Chosen One, which already attracts attention in everyday life, is magnified online, where anyone can observe, judge, or spy on their every move with the click of a button. The exposure that comes with being online opens up Chosen Ones to a new form of surveillance, where not only people but also unseen spiritual forces are constantly monitoring their actions. Social media platforms provide an ideal space for those who feel envy or fear toward a Chosen One to track their progress, accomplishments, and personal life. Often, these observers hide in the shadows, watching from a distance, never fully revealing themselves. They may analyze posts, photos, or comments, looking for signs of weakness, success, or transformation. The Chosen One's spiritual journey becomes a subject of scrutiny, as individuals with ill intentions or insecurities attempt to understand how they can disrupt or copy the energy they see. But the surveillance doesn't end with just people. Dark spiritual forces use technology as a tool to influence or spy on Chosen Ones as well. The energy exchanged through digital spaces can become a pathway for negative entities to infiltrate the Chosen One's life. The internet is filled with unseen spiritual watchers who are drawn to the unique vibrational signature of Chosen Ones. Through the constant interaction with online spaces, Chosen Ones may feel drained, agitated, or emotionally overwhelmed, even when nothing outwardly negative seems to have happened. This is because these spiritual watchers can attach themselves through the energy exchanged in the digital world. The lines between spiritual and physical surveillance blur in this age of technology. A simple post, message, or even casual online interaction can serve as a link for dark energies to tap into the Chosen One's aura. Whether it's trolls, negative comments, or people obsessively following their every move, the Chosen One's digital presence is often more vulnerable than they realize. This hidden hand of surveillance, operating in both the visible and invisible realms, can impact their energy and overall sense of security. As Chosen Ones navigate this digital world, they must also be aware of the emotional manipulation that can arise from what others learn about them. Observers and dark forces may attempt to use this information to influence their emotions, causing subtle disruptions that must be guarded against. Emotional manipulation is one of the most subtle but effective tools used against Chosen Ones. Whether it's through the observation of daily life or from what people gather through technology and social media, those who seek to control or harm a Chosen One often use what they learn to play on their emotions. This manipulation isn't always obvious, but it can leave a lasting impact, creating feelings of doubt, anxiety, or confusion. When others know your strengths and vulnerabilities, they can craft their approach in ways that disrupt your energy without you even realizing it. The people around Chosen Ones, especially those driven by envy or fear, tend to gather information and use it strategically. They might disguise their true intentions behind compliments, advice, or concern, but their real goal is to keep the Chosen One from reaching their full potential. By planting seeds of doubt or subtly undermining their confidence, manipulators can keep a Chosen One second-guessing themselves. This tactic is designed to weaken their resolve, cloud their intuition, and create emotional chaos that distracts them from their spiritual mission. Emotional manipulation can also come in the form of false friendships or relationships. People may enter a Chosen One's life pretending to offer support, only to later twist that support into control. They observe the Chosen One's desires, fears, and dreams, and use this knowledge to steer them off course. These manipulators often know exactly what to say to trigger feelings of guilt, obligation, or self-doubt. Over time, this creates a pattern where the chosen one feels stuck, unable to break free from the emotional grip of those who have gained access to their inner world. On a deeper level, dark spiritual forces also take advantage of emotional manipulation. These forces, after observing the chosen one's emotional patterns, know exactly how to influence their feelings to create disruption. Sudden emotional swings, irrational fears, or even dreams that leave a sense of dread are often signs that external forces are attempting to control the chosen one through their emotions. This manipulation can make them feel as though they are losing control of their life, feeding into the very fear that the dark forces seek to exploit. To counter this emotional manipulation, chosen ones must learn to protect their emotional energy just as they protect their physical and spiritual selves. Recognizing the patterns of manipulation is the first step in breaking free. Once aware, they can begin using spiritual and emotional tools to guard their energy, creating a protective shield that keeps unwanted influences at bay. Recognizing these manipulation tactics leads chosen ones to develop stronger protection techniques to guard their energy, setting the stage for powerful spiritual defenses. In a world where chosen ones are constantly watched, whether by physical beings or unseen spiritual forces, developing strong protection techniques is essential. The energy that radiates from a chosen one is a magnet for attention, and without proper spiritual defenses, this attention can drain, manipulate, or even harm their well-being. Learning how to guard their energy from unwanted eyes is a vital part of their spiritual journey, ensuring that they can continue their mission without interference. One of the most effective ways to protect energy is through grounding. Grounding connects a chosen one to the Earth's energy, stabilizing their aura and making it more difficult for others to latch onto or manipulate their energy field. This can be done through simple practices like spending time in nature, walking barefoot on the earth, or practicing mindfulness to bring awareness to the present moment. Grounding not only strengthens the chosen one's connection to their own energy, but also acts as a natural shield against negative influences. Visualization is another powerful technique for energy protection. By imagining a protective shield or bubble of light surrounding them, a chosen one can create a barrier that prevents external forces from penetrating their aura. This visualization can be customized depending on the type of energy the chosen one feels is targeting them. For instance, they might visualize a mirror-like shield that reflects any negative energy back to its source, or a golden light that only allows positive, loving energy to enter their field. Another key protection method is setting energetic boundaries. Chosen ones must become conscious of where they direct their energy and whom they allow into their personal space, both physically and energetically. Creating boundaries involves saying no to people or situations that drain them and being mindful of where they invest their emotional and spiritual energy. Learning to identify energy vampires, people who siphon energy through manipulation or constant neediness, can also help a chosen one prevent unnecessary energy loss. Cleansing rituals, such as using sage, salt baths, or meditation, can also help a chosen one clear away any negative energy that may have attached to them throughout the day. These rituals help reset the energy field, ensuring that any lingering surveillance or emotional manipulation is removed. Regular cleansing practices reinforce their spiritual protection, making it harder for dark forces or unwanted eyes to gain access to their energy. As chosen ones begin to master these protection techniques, they often notice a strengthening of their spiritual shields. This not only deflects unwanted energy, but also opens the door for divine guidance to come through more clearly. With their shields intact, chosen ones can now focus on strengthening their connection to higher realms, tapping into divine protection to elevate their defenses. In the journey of a chosen one, divine guidance is an essential source of strength and protection. While grounding and visualizations help shield a chosen one's energy, it is the connection to higher spiritual forces that truly fortifies their defenses. Divine beings, such as angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, are always watching over chosen ones, offering protection and guidance when called upon. Strengthening spiritual shields requires deepening this connection, allowing divine forces to guide, guard, and empower. The first step in strengthening spiritual shields through divine guidance is to actively seek communication with higher beings. Chosen ones can enhance this connection through prayer, meditation, or simply calling out to their guides. By opening themselves to divine messages, they create a stronger link to the protective forces that surround them. This connection acts as a spiritual fortress, making it harder for dark forces or negative entities to breach their energy field. Listening to intuition is another way that divine guidance can strengthen spiritual shields. A chosen one's intuition is often the first line of defense, alerting them to unseen dangers or spiritual attacks. Whether it's a sudden feeling of unease, a vision, or a dream, these signals are ways that divine forces communicate warnings. Heeding these messages helps the chosen one avoid situations where their energy could be compromised or manipulated. It is this attunement to divine wisdom that keeps them one step ahead of any dark energies that may be spying on them. Invoking divine protection is also a powerful way to strengthen spiritual shields. Chosen ones can call upon angels, ancestors, or spirit guides to surround them with light and protection. This can be done through simple invocations, prayers, or rituals where the chosen one requests the presence of higher beings to act as guardians. These divine protectors can shield them from negative energy, interference, and spiritual surveillance. The power of divine intervention is limitless, and when asked, these forces are more than willing to step in and offer their protection. Furthermore, chosen ones should regularly purify their space and energy field to keep their connection to divine forces clear. When their spiritual environment is clean, divine energy flows more freely, allowing higher beings to protect and guide without interference. This can be done through practices such as smudging, using crystals, or sound healing to clear stagnant or negative energy from their surroundings. As chosen ones grow more confident in their connection to divine guidance, they begin to experience a deeper sense of safety and clarity. With spiritual shields fortified by higher beings, they are prepared to break free from any energetic surveillance or bondage that may have been placed on them. Spiritual surveillance is not something that chosen ones must tolerate indefinitely. While it can feel overwhelming, especially when dark forces or negative individuals are constantly watching, there are powerful ways to break free from this constant monitoring. The first step in freeing oneself from spiritual surveillance is recognizing its presence and the impact it has on the chosen one's energy, thoughts, and emotions. Once aware, the chosen one can take intentional steps to sever the chains that bind them to this unwanted attention. One of the most effective ways to break these chains is through energetic cord cutting. Every time a chosen one interacts with someone who harbors ill intentions, or when spiritual entities attempt to monitor them, an energetic cord forms between them. These cords act as pathways for surveillance, allowing dark forces to track the chosen one's every move. Cord-cutting rituals performed through meditation or guided visualizations can sever these ties, freeing the chosen one from the influence of those who seek to spy on or control them. This practice is empowering, as it restores sovereignty over their energy and releases them from the grip of external forces. Setting firm spiritual boundaries is another vital step. Chosen ones must make it clear, both to the spiritual realm and the people in their lives, that their energy is off limits. These boundaries can be established through affirmations, declarations of spiritual sovereignty, and the use of protective tools like crystals or talismans. By asserting their right to spiritual privacy, chosen ones send a clear message to those monitoring them that they will no longer tolerate any form of energetic intrusion. This act of reclaiming their power is a critical part of breaking free from spiritual surveillance. Additionally, chosen ones must cleanse their energy field regularly to remove any lingering attachments or monitoring entities. Spiritual baths, smudging with sage or other purifying herbs, and grounding exercises help clear their aura, removing any unwanted energies that may have attached themselves during moments of vulnerability. These practices not only clear the chosen one's energy, but also fortify their spiritual shields, making it harder for surveillance to continue. Finally, chosen ones can call upon their divine protectors to intervene on their behalf. Angels, spirit guides, and ancestors are always available to help sever the chains of spiritual surveillance. By inviting these higher beings into their life, chosen ones gain access to a force greater than any dark entity that may be watching. These divine forces can shield the chosen one from further monitoring, allowing them to move forward in their mission with clarity and confidence. As chosen ones release themselves from these chains, they realize the power that has been waiting for them. With newfound freedom, they can now rise above the forces that have tried to hold them back. After breaking free from spiritual surveillance and reclaiming their energy, a chosen one reaches a pivotal point in their journey. This is where they fully embrace their power and realize that no force, whether physical or spiritual, can truly suppress their light or purpose. The surveillance, the manipulation, and the energy monitoring they experienced were only temporary distractions meant to hinder their growth. But now, standing strong in their spiritual sovereignty, they rise above those who once spied on them with fear, envy, or ill intent. Embracing this power is not just about cutting ties or protecting one's energy, it is about stepping fully into the divine mission that was always meant to be theirs. The chosen one's light shines brighter now, unclouded by the interference of others. They are no longer held back by the weight of others' fears or attempts to control them. Instead, they move forward with a deep sense of clarity and purpose, knowing that their divine path is protected by forces greater than any spiritual surveillance they've faced. By acknowledging the reality of being watched and targeted, chosen ones develop a heightened sense of awareness and resilience. They understand that their journey will always attract attention, both positive and negative, but this no longer causes them fear or hesitation. The power they now carry acts as a natural shield, one that reflects any negative intentions back to the sender and ensures that their energy remains pure. With this realization, chosen ones learn to trust in their own spiritual defenses and the divine protection that surrounds them. As they rise above the forces that once tried to hold them back, chosen ones find that their energy attracts a different kind of attention, one rooted in admiration and respect. Those who once spied on them out of envy or fear may begin to shift their perspective, recognizing the chosen one's strength and integrity. In this way, the chosen one not only frees themselves, but also sets an example for others to follow, showing that true power comes from within and cannot be taken by external forces. In the end, the chosen one's journey of overcoming spiritual surveillance becomes a testament to their resilience and spiritual mastery. They are now fully aligned with their divine purpose, ready to move forward with confidence and grace. With their energy protected and their mission clear, they continue on their path, knowing that no amount of spying, manipulation, or dark force can ever diminish the light they carry. The chosen one is unstoppable and their destiny awaits.